So boys, you've seen the title to this video, the only social skill that you need in order for people to like you. And let me start straight away with one thing. Nobody cares what you got to say, no matter who you are. People got their own problems. Think about yourself. How many problems you have at the moment? I don't know, rent, car payments, broken boiler, whatever, kids, wife. Do you think somebody, for example, like me, would sit there and tell you about my problems, and you're gonna sit there and think like, yes, I feel you, yeah. You don't care. You don't care about what problems I'm having or how much fun I'm having. You don't care about me. You care only about your own problems. And that goes for 99% of the people. So the number one skill that you should master in communicating with people is to shut up. Shut up and listen. Yeah, it sounds simple. It sounds simple. But if you actually go and try it, it's not as simple as it sounds. Because whenever you're listening to somebody talking about their problems, you want to interrupt them. You want to start talking about your stuff. And at that point, it's not even a conversation. It's just you saying what you want to say, and the other person says what he wants to say. But if you want people to actually like you, or after first conversation they have with you, to keep like calling you, texting you, keep wanting to meet you, they will think that you are an interesting communicator, is you have to learn how to listen to people and do it sincerely. Like, don't just sit there and be like, yeah, yep. No, actually, if he's saying something, just lean in, look at him and just listen and be like, yeah, okay, and then ask questions about it, like, so he like pull as much information out of him as possible. I've seen it times and times again in my life. When I'm talking to somebody, when I'm not talking, when I'm just listening and I'm just asking questions. Always happens to me in a sauna. Whenever I'm in a sauna, that's when I'm communicating with people the most. And I will ask them first question. They start talking about where they're from, what they do, blah, blah, blah. And then something will spark my interest, and I will ask another question. And then they will keep going, telling me their story, this and that. I can have literally an hour conversation with a person in a sauna, and I will ask maybe 4 to 5 questions. And that's gonna be the whole conversation. And after that, they'll be like, oh man, it was such a nice time with you. And then they will text me again the next day, let's go do this, let's go do that. Simply because I was just listening to him. I haven't told him anything about me, only my name and where I'm from, and that's it. I always ask questions. And that's what you should do too. Ask questions and listen. Not only the person will think that you are a very good communicator, but you will know more about that person. You will build rapport. Like, think about it. When somebody lets you talk, if you ever had this in your life, and somebody just sits there and listens to you, you walk away from that conversation thinking, wow, what a nice guy, what a cool guy, like, he's so interesting. And he was not doing anything, he was just listening to you. Like, I'm telling you, this is the only skill, like, not the only skill, I said it wrong. This is one of the most important skills in communication you can master, is to listen to people and don't interrupt them. Literally just listen there no matter what, and then ask questions and try to remember at least something what they said, so later on, after a couple of days, when you meet them again, like, get back to the question. If, for example, he's saying to you that he's working on this thing or this thing in his business, when you see him next time, ask him a question about it. Oh, how did it go? Did you like progress in this? Did you progress in that? And it's gonna start again. Like, they're gonna start telling you about what they was doing, how they're doing it. And then you can ask questions like, what are the, how do you call them in English? Not mistakes, but barriers. Yeah, what are the barriers he's like going through? Wait, not barriers, what I'm talking about. Man, I need to get my English better so I can express what I want to say. There is word for it. So basically, when you are doing something and there is you are stuck, but then you overcome it. How do you call this? I think you understand what I mean. And most important, remember his name. Whatever you do, I'm actually bad at this. I can tell you that straight away. Whenever someone tells me his name, and if it's a complicated name, like I need to repeat his name for a week straight, I'm telling you. Every single time when somebody tells me his name, I will go on my notes, if I have my phone in my hand, and I will write his name down. And whenever there is a chance, I will look at his name again and again. Or if I forgot his name, I would ask him, like, sorry, I didn't quite get your name. Or you have such a unique name, can you just say it again? Or something like that, just, you have to remember people's name, because a person's name, it's like his pride and joy. That's his name and surname. If you can remember that, like, you are instantly going up in value in his eyes. But why does it happen like this? When you listen to people, they get attracted to you. They want to have more conversation with you. They want to meet you. You're instantly their friend. And it's simple. When you let other people talk about themselves and you listen, it makes them feel important. There you go. It makes them feel important. And feeling important is probably the strongest human desire on earth. Everybody wants to feel important. So instead of trying to impress people with what you know, ask questions, listen, and be genuinely interested in what they got to say. And that gets me to another point. You need to connect with people in areas that you are interested yourself as well. So for example, if you are watching this video, and if you are like watching any of my videos on this channel, you are probably into like self-improvement, fitness, health. And what I usually do is I mainly connect with people in gyms, sauna, ice baths, anything related to health or fitness. Because I know if they're looking after themselves mentally and physically, that means they're looking after themselves financially as well. And whenever there is a guy who I'm talking to and he has an interesting business idea, mate, I'm actually interested in what he got to say. And I can sit there and listen to him for hours and try to remember what he's saying and try to make sense out of what he's saying. Because some people in this world, they're having such a unique business that you never heard it in your life. Like, I can't even give you an example. There was a guy I met in sauna. He was doing, his business was something with, it was something with blockchain, with crypto and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was very hard for me to understand what his business actually was about. That's why I was sitting there. I literally spent hour and a half with him in sauna, and then after sauna we went to eat some food where we spent another hour, and then I met him a few days later again in a sauna, and again we spent talking for another 2 hours, and I still couldn't understand his business model. But the point here is that after the first conversation, he agreed. He is loaded. He is loaded with money. That guy is absolutely loaded with money. And after that one conversation, when I was sitting there and just listening to him and asking him questions on how does it work, he accepted my offer to go for food with me, and then he invited me to sauna again, to go into sauna with him and just sit there and have a chat. And like, we wasn't having a chat all the time about business. It was about life, about chicks, about health, about everything. And this is the beauty of it. You need to go to the places where you think the kind of people you want to be friends with hang out, and implement different techniques, different strategies, different communication strategies. That's what I always do. And this one right here, for now, is the most powerful I found. Listening to people, remembering their name, and just remembering in general like what they do, and a few bits that what they're working on. So when you see them next time, you can keep asking more questions about more different stuff, and they're more than happy to tell you. And there is one more thing I want to tell you. When you are going to all these places where people you want to be surrounded with hang out, or like business people and fitness people in general hang out, and you keep talking to them, you keep asking them questions, not only you know more about them, but the amount of knowledge you get from it, it's absolutely priceless. It's priceless. You are literally one conversation away from generational wealth. You might start conversation with somebody who is running a super successful business, and he will start explaining to you something about his business, and it will click for you, and you'll be like, shit, I understand it. I know what I need to do now. And you're gonna go and try that business model for yourself, and it's gonna work. Some business models will not gonna work. Like, this is life. Something is gonna work, something is not gonna work. But the more you communicate with people, the more ideas you will have in your head. But the main part is to execute these ideas as well. It's like, you got an idea, execution, failure, no problem, next idea. Success, good, next level. That's how it works. That's how I got all my knowledge about fitness, about health, the mindset as well. Basically, most of my knowledge comes from sauna and ice bath. Believe it or not, literally from saunas and ice bath. And it's only a matter of time of when it's gonna happen. Same like with the gym. You will talk with somebody, they will tell you how to train, how to eat. If you're gonna execute and you're gonna stick to it, it's only a matter of time when you're gonna get in shape. Same goes with your mindset. You'll be talking with people who are mentally where you want to be. And if you're gonna take practical lessons from the people you are talking to and implement them, it's only a matter of time when you're gonna be mentally on the same level as they are. So the main lesson I hope you take away from this video is go to places where people you want to be surrounded with, hang out. Doesn't matter where it is, just spend a bit more money and like travel to different city and go to that place. Then start listening what people are saying around you and try to just say something. You don't need to be knowledgeable about everything what they know. You must listen to what they're saying and then create a meaningful question and ask them that question. And then they will start answering that question to you, and as they're talking to you, you will have more questions and you just ask them more questions. That's basically my structure, my framework on connecting with people. I will be in a sauna, I will not walk in a sauna and be like, whoa guys, what is everybody doing? No, I'll just walk in a sauna, I'll be like, good evening gentlemen, blah blah blah. How's everyone doing? And that's it. I'll just sit down and then people be talking about anything, absolutely anything, and I'll be listening, and there will be like, you can catch on to something, one small little phrase, one small little sentence they say, quick sentence they say, and then you can structure a question. I will structure a question and I will ask him a question, and then they will start answering me this question, and that's it. It's a never-ending conversation. And then once we stop talking about the business or whatever they were talking, I'll start asking him questions where he's from. If he's from, for example, I don't know, Bulgaria, and he's now here in Thailand, and I was like, oh, do you live here? And then he's like, yes, I live here. I was like, oh, how long do you live here? He's like, yeah, 25 years. I was like, what, like, how is it? How is it to live here? How is it with this? How is it with taxes? How is it with running a business? Brother, the opportunities in question, or the questions you can ask person are limitless. Absolutely limitless. This is absolute life hack right here. If you want people to remember you, or you want to catch somebody's attention, all you got to do is ask questions and listen. That's it. You're gonna make more friends this way than sitting there and talking how great you are, how many things you done, and blah 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 blah. Like right now, I've traveled for 7 months across. I've been to Egypt, Pakistan, China, Hong Kong, Laos, Thailand again, and India, and now I'm back in Thailand. So I've been to 7 countries right now. But guess what? Whenever I'm in sauna, I'm not trying to flex on people that I just been to 7 different countries in the past 8 months and how good of a time I had. No, they be thinking like, who the fuck are you? Like, I don't give a fuck where you been, what you done. Like, I'm having my own life here. But when I ask them questions, that's it. They cannot shut up. When you're actually interested in other people, they will be yapping for hours and hours. like me right now. I'm just yapping now for, I don't know, God knows how many minutes, 20 minutes already, 30 minutes. But for you, it's gonna be maybe 8-10 minutes video. But okay, this is it. If there is one thing you can take away from this video, is just ask questions and listen to people and be genuinely interested in what they're saying. That's like, it's very, very important. This is very important. Be genuinely interested in what they're saying. And this whole concept I actually took from a very, very good book named How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Like I was doing this before, listening to people all the time, but I couldn't understand. Like I was doing it subconsciously. But after reading that book, I understood, oh yeah, wait, that's exactly what I'm doing. And that's it. I was like, wow, so I'm doing something right. I've read it in this book, and I thought to myself, wow, so I've been doing something right for the past like couple of years on connecting with people. Hence why I got such a good connections here in Thailand with like fitness and all different kind of stuff. But right then, enough of me rambling. I hope this helps. Go out there, try it for yourself. Get yourself a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Read it 2 or 3 times, understand every single chapter. I guarantee you, if you understand that book, it will change your life. Absolutely change your life. How to talk to people is probably the most important skill you can have. The most important skill you can have. Okay then, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my evening. I see you all on the next one.